guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we want to share with you what we spent for our 3-month stay in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So we stayed just a little under 3 months. It ended up being 84 days. So we're going to go over the different costs and we'll put them up on the screen. So what we'll do is we'll put the amount in Malaysian ringgit and then the US dollar amount, but we're going to tell you guys the US dollar amount as we're going through our different categories. Other categories are going to be basically what we spent in Kuala Lumpur. Yes, there are flights into Kuala Lumpur that are not going to be here. That'll be something that we'll, talk about in a different video when it comes to like our overall. We want to focus on boots on the ground. What do you spend when you are in Kuala Lumpur?
Exactly. We go over the flights. We do cover that, and we'll cover that in an overall video of our full cost of living for 2025. We did so in a video for 2024 as well.
Yeah. So starting with accommodations, and we did do a video on our Airbnb tour. If you haven't, feel free to check it out if you want the details, okay? We stayed in Kuala Lumpur City Central in a high-rise apartment, but we were only on the seventh floor. Very comfortable apartment. It was really, really enjoyable.
Extremely well located. Very luxurious apartment. I mean, it was a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, a little over 900 square feet. Nice high ceilings, beautiful building.
Very happy with this apartment. And we had views of the Petronas Towers from our balcony. So it was a very nice apartment.
And weekly cleaning.
Yeah. So what we paid for this apartment for our entire stay was $3,474 US. Yeah. We are very happy with this amount overall, and we just really love this place.
Yeah, it was great to have a view of the Twin Towers, and that was kind of on the top of our wants list for an apartment, and we're really glad that we spent a little bit extra to get that, but not a lot, and it was well worth it for us. It was so cool.
Yeah. The next thing is transportation. So we did utilize the public transportation, which is excellent.
Yeah.
And we also utilized some Grab and some Bolt.
Yeah, we did. We used a combination. We walked a lot as well. So if we would see that we were going to a new neighborhood and the public transportation was 26 minutes and it was 26 minutes on foot, we would just walk as long as it wasn't raining or blazing hot sun.
Right.
We would walk a lot of times and go discover a new neighborhood. And we would, like she said, use a combination. But we found that the public transportation was extremely efficient and extremely affordable, as were Grab and Bolt. So in total for transportation for all 3 months, we spent $84 US for both of us.
Yeah. So very, very affordable, and really public transportation takes you pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, it's awesome. All the lines are great and just super new, modern, efficient.
Yeah. Next is groceries. So of course, as you guys know, we are staying so long in a place. We cook a lot at home. We definitely look for a place that has a kitchen. Yeah. And we love to explore and eat the different foods, but we really like to also have some home cooked healthy meals. So our grocery stores were very equipped. They had pretty much anything you wanted. And we spent $1,249 for our entire time in Kuala Lumpur on our groceries. So we're pretty happy with that.
Not bad at all.
Yeah. Of course, dining out.
Yeah, that's the next item on the list, going out to eat. We definitely enjoyed ourselves here. A huge variety of international foods available in Kuala Lumpur. It's just so much fun to explore. We had actually never had Malaysian food before, so we got to experience that, among other foods. And we had a great time dining out in Kuala Lumpur. We found it very affordable. All the food was excellent, and it was a great experience. Yeah. In total, for dining out for 3 months, we spent $812 for both of us. So very fair, and that's a lot of sit-down restaurants. Nothing super high end or anything like that, but we really enjoyed ourselves and had a really wide variety of foods.
Yes, and we don't drink a lot of alcohol, so our go-to when we want to enjoy a drink out is coffee.
Yeah.
So the cafes in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, were excellent. There were multiple local cafes and some internationals, and Starbucks is there. But very, very affordable coffees, delicious coffees. And so we actually made a category for coffee because we enjoy coffee so much. Yeah. We go out for coffee a lot. So we spent $217 3 months enjoying coffee, like often.
That's a lot of coffee. $217.
I know. We went out a few times a week for coffee.
We did, yeah. We would go out often. It was really enjoyable. The cafes were beautiful. They had gorgeous espresso machines and delicious coffee.
Yeah, so we got to enjoy that.
Really nice. Our next expense on the list is cell phones. We actually decided to go with a local carrier while we were there. It was only about $6 per month per line. We got Malaysian phone numbers. We had unlimited calling with it. The only thing we didn't have with them was text messages. But it just worked out great because we had basically unlimited data. I think we had 35 gigabytes of data each. So it was an obscene amount of data that we would never use that much.
Right.
But in comparison, we typically would get an eSIM with only about 3 or 5 gigs of data, and it would be
about the same
amount per month. So it was just so much more for our money by getting a local carrier.
Right.
So.
And for the 3 months, we spent a total for both of us $42 for our cell phones. It was great. I mean, we never ran out of data. It was crazy. That was so much data.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Next on the list is entertainment. So many things that you can do in this city are free. Yeah. Batu Caves, free. Going to the different parks, free. It's really, really amazing. The only thing we spent was the tour of the Petronas Twin Towers. Yeah. I mean, that was the only thing. Everything else we were able to enjoy for free, you know, walking around the city. So the Petronas Towers, that we for that beautiful tour and the beautiful building, totally worth it. $44 for both of us.
Yeah, so that's pretty, very fair, we feel.
Yeah.
So next item on the list is personal care. That was a total spent of $310. Now that did not include our health screenings. We'll talk about that next. But this is just little items and lotions and shampoos and things that don't fit under the groceries food category.
Exactly. And healthcare is our next category. So we have mentioned this in other videos. We did get the health screenings, full health screenings at Prince Court for both of us. And we did a video on that. Feel free to check it out. And we also visited the local clinic a few times for vaccines, and I was not feeling well, so I visited the clinic. So for all of that, all of our health care during the time that we were in Malaysia, we spent $1,120, which we feel is very fair, especially with these health screenings. They were excellent.
The health screenings, we added a couple things to the health screenings. Again, feel free to check out that video. But the health screening portion of it, the Prince Court portion of it, was right around the $1,000 mark is what we spent there. So we found that even the little clinic that we went to for the vaccines and everything was just very affordable, very fair. It's just $1,120 is, I think, very fair.
Yeah.
Next on the list, we have shopping, and we did do a little bit of shopping there. It was a little unintended. We actually bought a laptop computer. So we were introduced to by a friend that was visiting at the same time as us. We were walking around and they showed us this mall called Plaza Loyat. And we visited Plaza Loyat and we noticed that they had a bunch of new and used items there. And we stumbled across a really good deal on a used MacBook Pro.
And Plaza Loyat is a mall dedicated to electronics. So they are selling, and I think they also buy electronics here.
Yeah. So, I mean, we were going to wait till we got back to the States to buy this, but it just made sense to buy while we were there. And it was actually a little cheaper than what we would have paid in the US to buy it. So this YouTube thing has been a bit of an unintended adventure, and our old laptop could not keep up. It's really struggling. So we needed to replace that. And that was about $800 and change, $830, $860, somewhere around in there. And in total for our shopping, we spent $987. Right. So a large portion of that was the laptop.
Yeah. And then there's also miscellaneous costs. So these is all kinds of other stuff that we buy that doesn't fall into any category. But one thing that does fall here is the tattoo.
Yeah.
So we spent a total of $228. $155 of that is the tattoo that Nick had here in Malaysia, which is awesome.
Found a really cool artist. I'd been talking to him on Instagram back and forth for a while, and I picked out one of his designs that I had liked for months, and it was still available, so I went ahead and got a tattoo there. He was fun. Shop was beautiful. We got to discover a cool new neighborhood. Went to a great restaurant there, and all in all, just a great experience with that.
That brings us to a grand total of $8,567 for our entire 3-month, 84 days stay in Kuala Lumpur, which comes to about $2,800 and change per month.
Yeah,
so,
and I mean, the thing is, you know, if you go to Kuala Lumpur, you're probably going to get the health screenings, but you're probably not going to buy a laptop. So you can chop $800-900 off of that cost.
Exactly.
Or if you go and don't get the health screenings, you can cut off about $2,000 of that.
Well, $1,000 for the health screening, and then the laptop. Yeah, so we definitely could have spent less.
We could have spent way less while we were here.
If we didn't have all that done, but we're pretty happy with this amount. We feel that this is very fair, especially with like living your life, doing different things, and getting all these extras.
Yeah, I mean, this still comes in well under budget for us, and we're very happy with this amount. If we could keep it like this all year round, this is very sustainable.
Kuala Lumpur was definitely a very affordable place. We really enjoyed our time there. 3 months was definitely not enough. No. There's lots to discover. The country has so much. I mean, we were just in this one city, but there's so much more.
Yeah, we didn't visit the Penang area. There's so much.
There's
more.
so much.
Oh yeah, there's so much.
We hope this gives you an idea of what it costs to spend this amount of time in Kuala Lumpur. We were there from December 2024 through March 2025.
So we hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown of costs. We definitely obviously know that we could have spent less, and we do know that we're staying in a touristy area in an Airbnb. So we're not paying local prices for things, but overall, we really do feel that in general, this was for a new cosmopolitan, international, modern city to access this kind of affordable, quality healthcare screenings, and just have this awesome experience and amazing food. And we feel like this is just a very, very fair price.
Feel free to hit the like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe to our channel for more of our travel adventures,
and slow travel with us.
Bye.